right, everybody, we are back again. I'm not sure what exactly happened. First, Mr. Kinda started going haywire, and he's back. Let's do this. All right. Not sure what happened. Start over again. We're gonna start this all the way over. It's your girl, May. Hi again. What you do? What kind of artist are you? You over there?
I don't know what it was on my phone. I had to switch phones though. Um,
Okay, so let's rewind it back. It's all good. Internet does that. That's one of the hardships of technology. So again, you guys, I'm Miss J. We are doing the Dropping Gems live. I work with children, teachers, parents, and small business owners in all aspects of early childhood education and child development, focusing on these key gems. Did you freeze up again?
no, I didn't.
Early childhood. Uh, you were so still. I'm like, hold on, don't do it again. Don't do it again now. I focus on these key gems: parent education, teacher training, small business development, and raising the standards and values within our communities that is inhibiting us from pouring into our children the correct way. So today we will be talking to Mr. Codner, also known as Mr. That's Life, also known as AC. Which one do you want me to call you today,
Um,
sir?
Anyone's fine. Whichever you want to call me. AC's cool.
So yeah, so he is a really good artist, you guys, and for anyone who knows me knows that I love art. I used to want to be an artist myself. So I really do appreciate all your work, and we will be talking about the effects of art for children and how critical and important it is today. But before we jump into that conversation, I would like for you to um, tell a little bit more about yourself. Again, we had to rewind it back, so go
No, uh,
ahead.
my name is Alvin AC Codner. A lot of people call me AC. I am currently a retired art instructor for middle school. I also taught elementary as well. Prior to that, I used to do a lot of civic engagement, very big into community work. Excuse me. And I work for a bunch of nonprofits, YMCA, Playworks, and etc. Summer camps. I work for the city of Kissimmee, which is my hometown. I work for Osceola County. I worked for Parks and Recs. I worked for the Juvenile Justice Department for the state of Florida. I worked just a bunch of places community-wise, giving back. And then after I retired from teaching, I just focused mainly on art, which was painting and strictly painting more so. And I did a lot of commissions with portraiture and etc. And I think that's pretty much it about me.
You uncovered it all. You done it all, huh?
Right, for sure.
Yes. So I like to tell people how I am involved or got familiar with anybody that I bring up on my live. About a year ago, I think I started following you. I seen Brother Ben had posted up something that you had did. I was like, dang, that's dope. Like I really appreciate people who can do portraits because that's something that I am horrible. I'm horrible at. And so I just thought that was like really dope. So I started following you. And then I found out that you were a teacher. Of course, I'm a teacher, and just following your moves and how you have grown over the year has been extremely exciting and fun to watch. So that is how I got in tune with you through that, seeing that. So that's awesome. And you had posted up something where you were in the classroom, and I thought it was just hilarious talking about positivity and starting out the day as a teacher. and it was a very wonderful video. And so I want to know, do you miss teaching right now? And how did you come to the conclusion that that time to retire was that time?
I don't miss teaching at all. At all. I am more so. Uh, I retired for a reason. I didn't like kind of just the way the school district was going throughout the pandemic and etc.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't miss it. Sorry, what was the second question? I'm so sorry. What was the second?
And how did you decide that that was the time to
Right.
retire?
Okay. Yeah. So I was already like feeling kind of just whether it's stressed, depressed, or whatever case it be throughout my
Mm-hmm.
that the year prior to, so the 2019 to 2020 year.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't feeling this just teaching anymore. I felt like I woke up and I was not feeling excited to go to work. I wasn't feeling the same way I felt when I first wanted to get involved with kids. So
Mm-hmm.
I always tell myself anytime that I'm working any type of job and I don't feel happy doing it, then I have to leave. So once I knew I was feeling that way, I just created an exit plan for that full year.
Mm-hmm.
I just executed it, and yeah, I retired. Once I reached my goal to leave and retire.
Sorry, y'all. My phone just almost fell.
Hey, auntie.
So you weren't feeling it. You wasn't feeling the schools, which
Nah.
I could completely understand.
Mm-hmm.
Completely. Um, you said something very important. You mentioned you just was not happy.
Yeah.
Uh, and you mentioned something about depression.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, does does your art help you with those feelings? And has it helped you overcome that since you have left the school district?
Yeah, art for me, that's an outlet for me. I can get lost into art. Uh, Art is I guess you'd say stress reliever or whatever it could be for me. But I think more so of me always I'm big on like self care and self love. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of more so what I did to make sure I can leave from that teacher environment. And so I just made sure I just did things that I personally enjoy. So it's art, bowling, gun range, and the beach is my four things that um, kind of take me away from any type of overwhelmness or whatever it may be.
Said bowling, the gun range, and the beach. Those are
And
three
skate,
different vibes.
skate, and skating as well.
And skating. I feel you. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about. I really feel as art is very undervalued, very underappreciated. All forms of art, honestly, has been overlooked because I feel like art is that it gets people through those type of moments essentially anyway, right? And it's very critical in early childhood education. I use it for everything, for teaching everything, whether it's math, science, history, like everything that we do involves art. Um, and people may not really understand how art relates to those subjects or those things. Um, can you explain to us why you feel art is very critical for children as an outlet?
I believe art is very critical for children because art, even on a scientific level, it makes you use a different side of your brain. So
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to art, you think differently. You also, it's a therapy because you can kind of, if you practice art in the correct way, you can kind of remove whatever stresses are going on and just focus in on what's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Art has a lot of psychological factors, depending on if you have an art therapist or even an instructor that's asking you questions. while you're doing the art to kind of relieve of what you got going on at home, where it could be, they'll put it all out on the paper. It's just similar to how a lot of authors write. They're writing out their stories, and it feels better because it's not jumbled up in their head. They on the paper, so similar to that. And also the fact that there's an art to everything, just like they say there's a science to everything. If you learn the artistic background of whatever it is that you're doing in life, you figure out a better way how to create in different forms and directions to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. So I think it's beneficial if you learn at a young age, and yeah. So I think you do it better. It's better if you do it at a young age than wait until later on, because at a younger age, the minds are more like sponges and able to absorb more. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like children at a young age just naturally love art anyway. Like I have not met a child who doesn't like to paint, color, draw, get messy, play in water, sand, clay, all of those things. Well, I have met a student or two that may not. They might use that one little finger to
Yeah.
to draw. They don't want to get their hand messy. But I rarely run into children who don't like art.
Yeah. All right.
And you like you said, you could use it for everything. It's very therapeutic. I even used it for my mom. My mom is handicapped and
Mm-hmm.
she can't do much, so I started letting her paint, and it helped. It gave her like a sense of, I can't even explain it. It just like she had to do something, like she had something to do, because she doesn't move around or go around much, and I think that's very therapeutic. Um, you tie your art to a lot of the social aspects that you do, social activities.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that you've done paintings for, you know, police brutalities, people who have, died and things of that nature. Um, what drives you to be so vocal in that aspect with your art?
When it comes to art, I think art lasts forever. So I think like no matter whether I'm here or not, I'm able to send a message to the younger people as they grow up. And also, I think that art travels more, and it can also speak for itself. So even though I know personally I can be vocal about what I do and how I do it, but I can only speak to a certain amount of crowds. When I speak, I'm only speaking to a certain amount of people at a certain amount of time. So I think that the art is able to speak for me when I'm not around, and the art will be able to um, also create a lot more of attention and create a lot more conversation, because everyone can perceive art in a different way and see things differently than even the creator did. So,
Is universal.
for sure.
Yeah. You said you wanted to be able to send a message to the children. What is the message that you want to send?
Well, it's usually depending on, whichever the painting is. Kind of, like a lot of my paintings that's dealing with social justice or social anything. It's basically one of those, whatever my environment is at, whatever I'm going through, I'm gonna paint it, and whatever the message or the audience that I want to direct it to, I want them to have a different perspective based on whatever I'm painting. So if the painting is like one of the paintings I did about a police officer about to shoot a man holding a gun, but the gun is actually a representation of a black boy, I want that to be for the people that's growing up, whoever looks at it, that's a different perspective to know that back in the day, I learned this from Dr. Dwanza Kunjufu, where the black boy, they used to target black boys because they knew if they grew up in the school district and learn books and stuff like that and got educated, they'll turn into Dr. Huey P. Newton, or they turn into Fred Hampton, or they turn into Stokely Carmichael, because the most educated black man is the most dangerous black man in the United States. That's how they thought. So the black boy was a weapon. So they they were attacking the black boy to either put them in special ed classes or whatever the case would be. But that's what the painting represented. So that's kind of, those paintings is like what I want, different type of topics like that for the kids to know and just to think differently. Oh, that's why the government is doing this, or that's why school districts does this, or that's why things are the way it is now. So yeah.
Okay. So I heard part of it because your background was kind of louder than your voice a little bit, but but it sounds like what you were saying is you're starting conversations through art for the young people, giving them the ability to almost like in a sense to give a voice to the voiceless,
Right.
or give them an outlet to speak upon something that they may not know how to speak on. Was I hearing you correctly?
No,
for the
you're
most
right.
part.
Yeah, that's what I'm big on. I try to speak. I think I lived a life that that a lot of I can relate to a lot of people. So I also believe that if you don't share your story, then you kind of take away the opportunity to share different perspectives and different ways to handle different things that people go through. So I was homeless before, so I create paintings. Well, I haven't created one yet, but I'm going to create homeless type of paintings and perspective so that people can see what it's like to be homeless and the different scenarios that happen. Of course, I'm Black, so therefore I can paint Black awareness or Black social injustice justice type paintings, so that people who don't have that, they don't have that energy or they don't have that persona to be outspoken, at least they know that someone out there is very much so similar to them and he or she understands. So, yeah.
I want to go back to giving a voice to the voiceless, and how we use art for that for children. The babies that I deal with, I usually use that in journal form for parents to know, to kind of get an idea of what's going on, because that is a form of art in which parents can communicate with children. To a lot of younger children are not verbal. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to express how they're feeling. And it comes out through their pictures. And so I use that a lot for parents of younger children so that they can understand maybe how that child might be feeling, what is going on with them, why they are shutting down, what they may have seen, and just a plethora of things. So it goes beyond, I want people to know that it goes beyond just our older children, our teenagers and elementary students. Like, it works for the babies as well. Once they are able to start drawing pictures and expressing how they feel. That is why art is so important. Like, I got so mad when they started pulling art programs from the schools, because there's no, first and foremost, I don't know how it was at your school, but I know when I was in high school, it was only like 2 art teachers, and one of them was horrible, and then the other art teacher was the bomb, and everybody wanted that teacher, and it's just, it's just.
Yeah, no, I get. I was just saying. I mean, they dropped like 2 of our art teachers during the pandemic time that next school year. I didn't per se have a cool art teacher, but I was just always want to be in art class for me. But art is always, for me at least, is my favorite class. Art and PE. That's what I was an athlete and I did art. So, but the school districts in general, the school districts that I worked in, a lot of them didn't really care about the arts, and that's just people. That's just in general as a whole. Like, cities really don't care about the arts. School districts don't care about the arts. So, it's tough. But usually, in my school, it was a K through 8. I was one art teacher. Then we had two. We had 2 elementary art teachers because we had such a populated school. But they let one art teacher go, and then they put like, there was just one art, and then they took students out of art and put them in PE. So,
That's crazy to me. Then they wonder why these children out here acting a whole fool.
Oh yeah, for
They
sure.
don't have no outlet. It doesn't make sense to me why art programs are being pulled in general. When
Mm,
we know that art does all these things that you just explained earlier,
right.
is a form of therapy. It gives different outlooks and perspectives out on life. Is universal. Gives voice to voices. Like I'm not understanding why our school systems don't pour into these programs a lot more because they could be very beneficial for our students.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so of a money thing. I mean, it's really school board members, and usually when the school board members vote on specific things, they more so care about the core classes, and then when it comes to the core classes, they care about the testing, the state standardized tests, and of course they don't test on art. So since they don't test on art, they can really care less about putting money into those art programs. They rather put in money into science, civics. Um, Language arts, reading, math, and etc. And that's really just their business. Some school districts they run it as a business. They don't really think about running it as okay.
Not some.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
I think all of them is doing it at
Uh,
this point.
I'm just going based off of the ones I worked at. I know there's probably some that are better than others when it comes to arts or supporting
Yeah.
it. But the ones I worked in, it's just like nah. But that's how that
If
goes.
y'all have any questions for AC, y'all can write it down. I see y'all. I promise I see y'all writing stuff down here, but it's going so fast I can't read it all. I've been looking for programs as homeschooler and art is my weak point. Do you know how she can make that a stronger point for her students teaching at homeschool?
Who's doing homeschool?
Yeah.
The only route I would say you had to hire a contracted art teacher, art instructor. Um, that's the only route I would say. I don't think there's no. I mean, they usually do have arts. Some counties and cities have an actual arts department,
Mhm.
or actually a nonprofit that's connected to the city or county that is either ran or funded by the city or county. And
Mhm.
those have like I'm a part of Osceola Arts, which is in Osceola County in Florida. And
Mhm.
Osceola Arts, I'm an instructor for teens, or I'm an instructor for like adult workshops for holidays and stuff like that. But there are two instructors that do kids that have a curriculum for like 2 months, or curriculum school based wise, or throughout the school year. I mean, so I think that would be the best bet, just to hire a artist, contract them out, whether it's $30 or how much they charge. Different artists charge different things, but $30, $40 an hour, 2 hours a day, or an hour a day. I think that work. That's your best bet, homeschool wise.
Is there any way that they could find this information online?
Artists for hire. I mean, I actually have a. I did a class where I had a whole bunch of websites. So there are, but there's not an actual website that has like a hub of artists that want to get hired. I guess you can go to Fiverr or Skills, and they have artists who do website webinars. But as for artists that come to your house or come to the homeschool,
Huh.
not that I personally know of, no.
Sister Colette, what kind of artist you need and what kind of artwork you trying to do? Because I could give you a whole bunch of creative art projects as well.
Mm,
If you're not trying to look for professional painting like how Mr. AC does, because, you know, he at a different level than me.
yeah, yes, he did.
But I could help you with that. Anybody else have any more questions? We are discussing why art is very critical and important for children of all ages. Especially my babies, because y'all know that's what I'm here for. Is my babies, right? And they learn too through art. I use it for math. If we talking about food and I want to put 5 string beans in a bowl, I'm cutting up some green pieces of construction paper, making a little circle for a bowl, and bam, art project, right? That's math, right? Like simple stuff like that we don't even think about. Um, We already talked about journaling and how that could be used for art. Daniel says art covers a wide range of activities. I think it's best to first identify what the children are interested in and then seek a program or assistance. Woo! Yes, yes. Well, yeah, we're talking about this would be considered visual art, or am I right? Is this visual
Well,
art?
yeah, I mean, it all depends. Like he's correct. I mean,
Yeah.
fine arts consists of, if you talk about actual terminology, so fine arts consists of visual arts, which is painting, drawing. Then you have, of course, music, you have poetry, you have drama, you have theater. So
Right.
that's all under fine arts. When if you go
Right.
to actual, you have mixed media arts, or you can have pencil, arts and craft, you can have drawing, charcoal, you have painting. If that is the case, and that's 2D art, you have 3D art, etc. So basically, doing a survey of the kids, of your students, ask them what type of art you like to learn. Is it cartoons? Is it animation? Is it 3D sculpture? Whatever the case may be. Then you go out and ask, go on your Facebook, go on your IG. Hey, do you know anyone who does 2D animation or 2D drawing or whatever the case may be? So, I mean, it's several ways to go about it, but yeah. If you want just a general sense, then get someone who just has a general art background in 2D art, and then yeah.
Yes. Well, we do know it's a whole bunch of arts covered under fine arts, but today I guess I was focusing on the visual art aspect of, you know, just getting down and messy with some paint and some canvases.
Right, right.
Things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no dancing, no pop locking and dropping it, not today. Even though we know we love to pop lock and drop it. I'm not talking about that today, but yes, you are right. Brother Daniel. Uh and we know I don't know if you guys, I don't know how many of you guys are following AC, but you definitely should. And a lot of the times he's a pop locking and dropping it while he's painting.
Dropping part. I ain't dropping nothing.
Okay, he may not be dropping it, but he's pop locking, okay? Uh, um yes, any more questions? Uh y'all threw me off with all this dance, talking about dancing and stuff. Y'all know I'm silly and I'm easily distracted on here. Uh um let me get back to focus. So, what made you want to get into art in the first place?
Since a kid, I always liked cartoons. I wanted to be a cartoonist at first, but
Mhm.
growing up, watching Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Alvin and the Chipmunks, cartoons of
Mhm.
that nature, Scooby Doo, and etc. I always wanted to just draw them. So that's really how I got started out. Just wanted to draw that, be a cartoonist, and then from there, I just kept on drawing, and just watching cartoons. I want to make my own. Bless you. I want to make my
Thank
own cartoon one day, and then just went into college, and then just got my bachelor's in art, and just kept on going. So, but it started out with cartoons as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At what age? Do you remember the age?
I was in, I want to say fourth grade, fourth, fifth grade. I always used to tell my mom to I will record it on a VHS and record it was a show called, I think, Adventura, the Inspector. It was the Jim Carrey, cartoon, though.
Jim Carrey had a cartoon?
Yeah,
I
like the
didn't know
Advent,
about
what
this.
the Adventura or something, like when he was like not a
Ace Ventura?
Ace Ventura. Yeah, there it goes, Ace Ventura.
He
But it was
had a
a
cartoon
cartoon.
for that?
Yeah, he had a cartoon. So I used to tell him to record that, and then that one and the Courage the Cowardly Dog, and we used to record it, and then I would pause it, and I would treat it like I would treat this is before YouTube, so I would treat that as my YouTube, and I would pause it, and I would draw from the TV.
Mhm.
So that's how I really got started into being able to all right, record the whole show, whatever part of the show that I like, I paused it, and I would draw it from the big screen onto my paper. So, yeah, that's how I got into it. By fifth grade,
That's also that was like 5 or 4, 3,
had to take
6, 7.
what, fourth grade?
Fourth. Oh, you said fourth grade?
Yeah, fourth grade. I was
Oh, okay.
what, 8? I was probably 7, 8,
Yeah.
7, 8. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny. I asked that question because my dad has a painting that I painted of when I was younger, and
Yeah.
it looks like scribble scrabble, but he just loves it to death. And he was like, "I knew you was gonna be good in art because of this crazy looking paper. Y'all should see it. It's really funny. He still has it though, and I did it in kindergarten. So I asked you that question because I wanted to know like how young you were when you discovered that you really liked art.
Mm.
I had another artist on here before, like in the beginning of the year. His name is Eric Nayamore. And I like to ask people how they got started and what motivated them because his was anime too. So anime be having y'all out here like, yes,
Well, I mean,
let's get the drawing.
yeah, but anime is a bit different though. Mine was more so cartoon. Like anime more. Well, I guess yeah. Dragon Ball Z was anime. Pokemon anime, yeah. But
Yeah.
it was
And it's
more.
always Dragon Ball Z. Every time I see any child, how long Dragon Ball Z been out? It's been
Dragon Ball
centuries.
Z was
Because
out.
anytime I meet any child, that's what they start off with is
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, that's a hit. That was international. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, I'm sorry. Hello, everybody who's coming on. Uh, if you have any questions, I never knew of that cartoon. Uh, yeah, me neither. I never knew Ace Ventura was a cartoon. Uh, um, yeah. So, what are your goals now? With your art, what is it that you want to be the next Picasso?
Nah, I want to be the next me for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely like want to change the game. I want to do some art that has never been done before.
Mhm.
So I'm working on a few different techniques to merge together to create. So I haven't done a lot of original work for a while. A lot of work y'all see is usually commission work. So I'm just working on a lot of original pieces and original techniques that just haven't been done before. And that's pretty much it, you know. And I'm working on a whole bunch of other things. Bless you. I work some
Thank.
with DGTV, with videography and photography, but outside of that, it's more so with art at least. Art goals is working on my
What?
original.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
What are the top three things when you were teaching or when you were teaching? I don't know if you still do teaching activities on the side for parents, students, or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. But what are the top three things when you are teaching art that you want to get through to children? What is it that's the most important thing for you for them to understand about the arts or
Uh,
art in
for
general?
art, for one thing, I always made sure I let them know that art is subjective, so they shouldn't take criticism too hard because no matter where that in the world, there's always gonna be some critic or gallerist or person judge that's gonna be like, oh, that art is not good, and then there's gonna be someone else in the world that say that art is amazing. So art is subjective, along with I always try to teach them the elements of art, just knowing about the 7 elements and the 7 principal designs, and then also just being one with themselves, not trying to copy, like just being one with their art, not trying to compare themselves to my art or to anyone else's art. Like, so I just kind of give them that free will to express themselves on paper, on canvas. Try to push that into them, and just that's what my main 3 things when I was teaching.
I like it. I really like the part about art is subjective.
No, for sure.
Because when I was younger, people was like, "Oh, you wouldn't be able to make money doing art and da 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 da." And look at it now.
Oh,
Got NFTs and everything. It's
for
the
sure.
number one money maker out here in these streets.
Definitely.
But I really do like that. Daniel had a question. Let me ask it. How important is it to let a child's natural visual artistic ability develop before giving them a structured route to go?
Yeah, I think that's very important. I think if you don't do that, they'll grow up and want to follow this strict guideline of art of whoever that artist is, and then it stricts it puts red tape and it puts a barrier on the actual creativity. So for
Yeah.
me, I usually always gave my art assignments in class was never a specific, like it wasn't specific. You gotta do this line, this way, or this Christian this way. I'll give them a broad topic like, hey, I need you to draw or paint or create a beach scene, and on that beach scene, you have to add whatever you choose to add, whatever it should be. So I didn't say, well, in the beach scene, you have to draw this, that, make sure this is in here, make sure you do it this way. And I just gave them the freedom to create. And then I think that's important because they learn what type of style they like. They learn what type of colors they like to use or what type of medium or material they like to use. So once you learn that as an instructor, now you can go ahead and tap into, okay, they're really good at using charcoal, or they're really good at using paint, or they really like using paint, or they really like using colored pencils. So now let me go ahead and tap into that so they can grow in that field in that way. So I think constricting them or trying to do it to the bone, it closes off their creativity. So I wouldn't do that.
I like that. I like that question, Daniel. There you go with the good questions
Good question.
that go back to not comparing yourself to others and just finding your voice with your art. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love it. Is there any other questions, y'all? Y'all roll it in here. Hello to everybody who came in. Sometimes when I'm looking to see if somebody wrote a question, I don't see you coming in, so I wasn't able to wave. But hello. Um, do y'all have any other questions as we get ready to close out? Um, my nose is giving me a hard time. So
Still
I'm
sick.
sorry, guys. Huh?
Still sick.
I'm not. I don't know. It's allergies now. It's just this weather is crazy. Um, but I do feel better. It's just the allergies now. But yeah. Um, made me forget my train of thought. Oh, while I'm thinking, tell everybody how they can follow you, how they can reach you if they wanted to do any work with you,
Mm-hmm.
or buy any of your paintings, how they can reach you and check you out because I think everything that you do is like very, very dope.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You can reach me on here at Mr. That's Life. The gallery that I run is also on Instagram. It's called The Grace Assets, as well as on Facebook is Alvin That's Life Codner, ALVIN That's Life DATSLIFE Codner CODNER. That's on Facebook. YouTube is at Mr. That's Life, the same as my name on here. TikTok is the same at Mr. That's Life, and Snapchat is Mr. That's Life 5. I'm not on all of them like I used to be.
You see me looking like,
I'm
dang.
not on. I'm not on all my social media. I have a lot, and I also run like 3 or 4 other uh, social media pages. On top of my personal ones, I have other people's that I run. So, but it's my main one for sure that you can reach me on anything.
So your main one is at Mr. That Life on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram,
Yeah.
which he will be tagged in under once I upload this. This is going straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as we get off of here, and I want everybody to go follow, go support. Um, art is wonderful. Is there any new things that you are getting into in regards to your art that could help parents
Mhm.
or children in general?
Mhm. I am going to be. I'm working on a book right now called The Ultimate Guide to Be an Entrepreneur. So it's basically teaching how to be a full-time artist as I am now.
Hmm.
Along with I'm going to be creating a group slash like community around the book to where I'll be teaching kind of out of the book throughout the year. And then the and then I'm working on an art travel club. That's most of our adults, but we'll travel to either city or state or out the country, and we would create an exhibition or a mural or something like that nature. And I also teach courses on that club as well. So
So, a art travel club.
correct, correct, correct,
That
correct.
sound real fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Will be,
the
yeah.
like everybody's gonna be traveling and doing art, or you're gonna be traveling to these different clubs in the city, or
Uh,
you don't know just yet. Cause
I'm, I'm, I'm gonna set it up to where we'll all travel to this location, wherever the country or the city or the state is, and
hmm
I will either teach a course, but if anything, that everyone will all be artists as well. So if they're all already artists, we would go ahead and create a mural for wherever country we're at, and we'll donate it and give it to that country or city or where we're at. So we'll do that. So that's what I'm working on. So next.
define artists.
I mean, everyone's an artist, right? I'm just saying, like, I mean, like
Right.
some will be a professional artist where I don't have to actually teach them nothing, and some maybe or want aspiring to be an artist, whatever the case would be. But whatever the case
That
would be,
sounds
yeah,
really cool. Like, I'm interested in joining that club. I
for
like to
sure,
travel. I like art. I
yeah,
think I'm an unofficial professional artist.
for sure, yeah, yeah. We going, yeah. I'm gonna have everything set up. I'm working with the travel club, my travel club that I'm a part of. That's not an art travel club, but it's more like an investor, not an investor, but it's a regular travel club that they just travel and do activities. I'm
Hmm.
partnering with them to go ahead. Like I'm, of course, gonna be AC Art Travel Club, but they'll kind of like manage kind of the back end of things. So we're just gonna partner up like that. Um, so so yeah, that's what I'm working on for next year.
I like it. I like it. And then Sister Colette, when she was on here and she was asking questions about how to get artist services, for homeschool parents. Hey, hey, hey. There might be another little
Yeah, I mean,
website.
I personally wouldn't. I personally wouldn't do. I mean, I used to do that when I was working on retiring. Like I used to like go do art lessons personally. I personally won't do it now. I just do. I got too much going on, uh,
Uh-huh.
and I retired from teaching for a reason. So like those one-on-ones, um, nothing wrong with it. I mean that's what I've done, but I personally wouldn't do it. Just because I just don't have the time to do it anymore. I would rather, if I'm going to do it, I'd rather teach a collective group than just one. So, but I'll have that set up in my art club that I have to where she can sign up and sign up their kids and they'll be able to learn the lesson. Or I'll already have the video so they can kind of hit play and record it and pause. But um, yeah, I'm personally not doing one-on-ones, me personally, probably for a while. I don't know if I ever do them again, to be honest, but yeah.
Well, not even just, I wasn't even alluding just to one-on-ones, just having information where this is something that they could go and find it with somebody else. You the
um,
plug. You could be the plug.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I have a community of artists that I personally know, but
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess I could do that. I could create something like that, a directory. That wouldn't be hard. I could do that.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. But yeah, I really like the art traveling club. That
yeah,
sounds super de duper fun.
for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be all fun. So,
Yes. So, if there is no more questions,
hmm
if there's no more questions, we gonna close this out. I know we got like a little rough start. The internet just went kapooey. I don't know what AC did. He got on here. It was like poof.
Uh,
uh, but yes, like I wanna thank you guys for coming out to join us. This is one of the last lives for the year for Dropping Gems, where I am just bringing out critical information for parents. Everything that I do is to evolve us as a people, especially the parents. You guys are your child's first and most important teacher. So everything that he would do as a teacher, as I would do as a teacher, is very important that you know that you could do it as a teacher for your children as well. And just about giving you those skill sets to acquire that, giving you as much information and things of that nature. I really believe that art is very undervalued and overlooked when it comes to our children, and we need to invest in it more within our school system and artists in general. Oh, oh my God. So I want y'all to be very intentional with everything that you do in regards to art. And with that being said, we have a surprise for you. It's really, if y'all don't like it, I'm gonna like it. Next week, we're gonna tune in again because AC has volunteered and agreed to do like a live painting with us, like show us how to paint something, a surprise. I don't know what it is, but I'm excited. So it's like gonna be like a live paint and sip. Boy, I'm about to get my artistry on. Boy, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Get ready though. So go get your canvases. Go get your paint brushes. Go get your wine, your liquor, whatever you drink, your water, your orange juice, your hot toddy. It is the winter time. You know what I'm talking about? Go get your music.
for sure, yeah, all that.
But most importantly, go get your paint and come back next Sunday with us and paint whatever surprise. I don't know. You won't tell me. It's a surprise.
I don't know yet either, but y'all know. Y'all see when it pops up.
Yeah, get y'all paint, y'all. Get y'all paint ready. I'm excited. I don't know about y'all. I'm excited. I really am.
I'm glad you
This is like a great way to end the year. A great way. So I would definitely want to thank you guys for coming out. Make sure y'all go follow him at Mr. That's Life on Instagram. He listed a whole bunch of other places y'all can follow him on a whole bunch of other platforms. Daniel said that would be good for children to watch so they could see it being done live on social media. Yes, sir. Hey, it ain't just for the children. I want y'all to know this because you see how excited I am, Daniel. Right now, I'm just kind of like, no, I'm just playing. I ain't gonna say forget the children. Yes, get the children so they could paint. Get them. Like, make it like a family thing, y'all. Like, make it like a family event. Go get the babies. Go get your girl. Go get whoever, and come back here next Sunday at 2:00. And get your artist hat, get your paintbrushes, get your paint, get your canvases, and let's tap into our inner artists. Okay? And if you don't, I would do it enough for all of us. I just want to let you guys know. So thank you guys, and thank you, Alvin, for coming out and talking to the people, answering questions, and having this unorthodox conversation with me about art.
I appreciate you and your time and your effort and your energy. It means a lot to me. I'm honored to be on Dropping Gems, per usual, and keep up the great work. And
Thank you.
I'll see everybody next week.
All right. See you guys. Bye.